So this is Robert Duncan, circulations of the song after Jalāl al-Din Rūmī. If I do not know where he is in the very place of my not knowing. If I do not know who he is the very person of my not knowing. He is the shining forth, I know not. My heart leaps forward, past knowing. Would I prune back the overgrowth of yearnings, free today from the shadows of what has been, cut away the dead love wood? It is as if Christ rude never perished. It is as if the God at Delphi still returned. Even now, new shoots are returning toward Shrovetide, fresh tender. In the fullness of summer, they too will be rampant. 1,000 roots of feeling tamper the ground for this abundance, this spring water. 10,000 leaves of this green work in the free flow of the sun's light. Do you think I do not know what the curse of darkness means? The power in confusion? Do you think I do not remember the tyranny of established religions, the would-be annihilating cloud of lies, and the despairing solar malevolence that is rumored to lie back of these? The madness of kings? But now, in thought of him, the Lord of Night stirs with the verges of a radiance that is in truth dark, darkening glances of an obscurity love seeks in love, Eros Oberon, whose palace is night. Did I tell you, as I meant to, he is all about me? It is as if night itself meant to cherish me. The body of this thought must be a star. This mind is that fathomless darkness racing out beyond itself, time pouring beyond time, in the cast of whose scattered sparkling seed drift of suns. I am all water. I reflect passages of what is moving as I catch at the shadow of the expanding depth, glance fugitive and sparkling of but one among a million promises. In this world without kings, secretly in everything kings are preparing. See, a single leaf the chance light enhances is anointed and commands my regard. I am in the realm of this attention subject. See? Over there, as if hidden, another leaf in obscurity, as from the depth of its darkness comes to light, and therein sends up rule over my seeing. All the mass of foliage I see are members now of this courting. I shall derive where I am a court, and pay court to this courtesy. Now happy am I in your care, my old companion of the way. The long awaiting, the sometimes bitter hope, have sweetened in these years of the faith you keep. How completely I said yes when it came to me, and continue, each morning awakening you set free another day for me. Now has your face aged over these years to keep company with mine? Ever anew as I waken endearing, each night in the exchange of touch and speech blessing prepared throughout for rest. Is it not as if he were almost here, as if we were already at rest? The rest is an artesian well, an underground fountain. The level of the water is so close, upwelling in every season, rising through me, the circuit Jalāl al-Din Rūmī, in which at last I come to read you, you come to be read by me, releasing freshets of feeling anew I come from. But if you are the lover, how entirely you are he. How entirely he is here. He commands me. A blazing star in the southern hemisphere shines in my thought in the north, and I go forth to find rumors of him. I am like a line cast out into a melodic unfolding beyond itself, a mind hovering, ecstatic, above a mouth in which the heart rises, pouring itself into liquid and fiery speech for the sake of a rhyme not yet arrived, containing again and again resonant arrivals. From Malhot, guardian splendor of the other sky, in reflection my mind is crowned with splendors. Are you my soul? My lover? My redeemer? Oh, no. My soul rushes forward to you, and in the rushing is entirely given me anew. The veil of speech I meant to be so frail, I meant to be transparent to the light, were you to read there would reveal me, throughout waiting, throughout about to be naked, throughout trembling, has become a net, wrapping you round about in my words until I cannot see you. Now I would tear speech away. I want you to find me out, with none of my leads in the way. I want you to seek my being ready in your own way. Because he was there where deep drunk I yet remembered him. Because he was ever in the lure of the moment awaiting me. Because his are the eyes of my seeing you. Yours was the mouth of the wish, the tongue of my speech. Thought was the sweet jet from sleep's loins. Night stirred to arousal. In the seed of the hour I came upon, for the glorious tree of that long ago acknowledged need bursts into a like sweet abundance of leaves, as if from utter being risings of odors and savorings, feeding full the inner song in me. Have we lived together so long, the confluent streams of each his own life into one lifetime, hours flowing, that I do not yet ever know the first pang, the confused, joyous rush of coming to myself in you? The leap at the brink of being left alone, the solitary ongoing before you. I am ever before you, even in the habit of our sweet marriage of minds. Yet I am not so sure of finding you that I have no need for this reassurance, for the remembrance of our two bodies, for the entwining of bodies, for the kiss, even as the first kiss, for the memorial seal into silence lips bound, the joyous imprint and signature of our being together, one in the immortal ellipse. For how entirely mortal is the love I hear from you, I bring it forward into the full fragrant flare, the rosy effulgence of a perishing tree. As in Oz or in fairyland, the fruits of that arbor are ever changing. All the flowering spectres of my childhood and manhood come into and fade into that presence perilous throughout, essential throughout, apple, cherry, plum, deep purple as night, and as sweet quince and pear. We know they are all there, already. In each ring, each year, they belong to the tree's inner preparing, for how entirely a door has been flung open in me, long prepared. Now each season of the year, a thief, goes in, goes out, barring transgressions of tastes and odors, traces of me lost, imprints of thee, stolen hours stored among my secrets. Stand by me, You winged light and dark ascendant, attend to me, here falling. For I am falling out into that nature of me that includes the cosmos it believes in, as if it were the smallest thing, an all but invisible seed and cloud of these seeds scattered ever emerging from belief beyond belief. I shall never return into myself. That self passes out of eternity incidental. He too seeks you out. He too dreams of coming to this fugitive morning, of finding his self in a time so personal it is lost in our coming into it. Again you have instructed me to let go, to hold to this falling, this letting myself go. I will succumb entirely to intention. Contend with me, you demand, and I am surrounded by winged confusions. He is everywhere, nowhere. Now, where I am, in every irreality, there is promise, but there where I am not, he really is, in whose presence it is as if I had a new man. I am falling into an emptiness of me, every horizon a brink of this emptying, walls of who I am falling into me. How enormous to come into this need. Let us not speak then of fulfilling in the wide universe, emptying itself into me, through me, in the myriad of lights falling. Let us speak of the little area of light this lamp casts. Let us speak of what love there is. Let us speak of how these perishing things uphold me so that I fall into place. The child I was has been left behind. Those who first loved me have gone on without me. Where they were, a door has been left open upon a solitude. In the midst of our revelry, I find myself waiting. Every day the sun returns to this place. Time here advances toward another summer. These fruits again darken. These new grapes will be black and heavy hang from their bough. The heat at noon deepens. Sweet and pungent each moment ripens. Every day the sun passes over this valley. Lengthening shadows surround me. All day I waited. I let the sun and shadow pass over me. Here, a last clearing of sunlight is left amidst shadows. The darkest shadow falls from my pen as it writes. In this farewell the sun pours over me, hot as noon at 5 o'clock. But in Rūmī's text it is dawn. At last he will come for me. He has climbed over the horizon like the sun. I read. Where have you gone? He is extinguishing the candle's stars. Come quickly, here where the sun is leaving me, beloved, for it's time to light the lovely candles again. For a moment, did beauty pass over my face? I did not have to reach for your beauty. Radiant, it entirely flowed out and through me. Were you talking? Were we discoursing upon the mercurial Hermes? The mysteries of quicksilver and the alchemical gold, the transports of beauty dissolve themselves around nothing. Resolved again, everything, a wave of my own seeing you in the rapture of this reading. What were you saying? An arrow from the shining covert of your gate pierced me. Molten informations of gold flood into my heart. arteries and veins, my blood racing throughout. With this news pulses in 1,000 chemical new centers of this learning. How long ago I would have been your target, every line of my young body alert to be drawn into your sight. All of my youth was meant to be your target. How so late that my body darkens and the gossip of years goes on looming the tides of my body. Now so late that the time of waiting itself loosens new pains in me. I hear the sound of the bowstring. Swift, swift. How again and again that arrow reaches me and fails to reach me. How I long for the presence of your eyes, for in your eyes Gnostic revelations come to me. Hermes darkens and quickens my speech. I will take up geometry again, mysteries of here and there, above and below, now and then demand new figures of me, as serpent intuition flickers its tongue upon the air. As serpent intuition flickers its tongue upon the air. Mine now the quickening of that shifting definition I am swaying, in whose fascination suspended before striking, which now opens out radiant and singing petals from itself, so that I am lost in its apparition, distracted in its looking into the time away. I am like a snake rising in the mirage of the sun, where everything is swaying to and fro. Noon visual dancing, and beyond my hearing and seeing I overhear the messengers of the sun, buzzing, winged. I see and am held here in my scene before striking the honey glow of the woodwind dance singing. In each house he has a different name. In each he is expected again, and I too change, but you in all these years remain true to me, so that it most seems sweet constancy in you I have come true, and all the rest is strange. Then he is range, and from this household ours heaven is range. In the grand assemblage of lives, great assembly house, this identity, this ever-presence, arranged rank for rank, person for person, each from its own, sent out from what we were to another place, now in the constant exchange, rendered true.